In this video, we're going to take a look at the options or commands found in the File menu in Pinta. So let me go into my Pictures folder, and I'm going to open up a picture of a beach that I have used in a previous example. So I'll open in Pinta Image Editor, and let me view to zoom in to the best fit. Now let me go up and click on the File menu. As you can see in the File menu, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 commands or options found in the File menu. Each option that you can see that has the 3 dots will create a dialog box. To the right of some of these, you see Control plus an alphabet. Here you see Shift, Control, and an alphabet. These are your shortcut keys, and if you're using Pinta over a period of time, you might want to learn those shortcuts to save you some time when you're working through it to speed things up. Now, like I said, the 3 dots will bring up a dialog box, but if you're saving a document that doesn't have a name for the first time and you click the save, it will function as the save as and create a dialog box so you can give it a name. Now if I were to hit save now, it would not bring up the dialog box because, as you can see in the upper left hand portion of the Pinta window, this picture here has a name of Beach 001. So if I go File and hit save, it would save to this image. It would overwrite the image. Let's go to the first one. When I click New, it will bring up a new image dialog box, and the default settings within this dialog box, it's 800 pixels by the width, how wide it is, by 600 pixels by the height, how tall it is. And you can see that's the preset settings. You can create your own custom settings by typing it in here, and it will change to your custom settings. Or you can reduce the pixels width and height by 640 by 480, or you can adjust it to 1024 by 768 or 600 by 1200. I'm going to keep it at the default of 800 by 600. Now if I were to go and click that to change it, you would see it changes. The first number is your width, the second number is your height. I'm going to go back with the 800 by 600. Now the orientation, the way that your photo or image will be laid out, by default it's landscape. It's longer than it is tall. You've got the option of changing it to a portrait. Like if you're wanting to print out like a family portrait or an image of yourself of like a photographer picture that you want to frame, you may want to change it to the portrait, but by default it is landscape. Now the backgrounds, there's 2 types of background. There's a white background that you can always, if you don't want white, if you want to change it by using your color palette, you can always use the fill-in tool to change it to any color that you want. But by default you can choose a white background or a transparent background. So if you save your image with a PNG format, anywhere that's a checkered mark will be transparent. You'll be able to see through it. So if you're putting on a web page, you'll be able to see the background on your web page. By default, I'm going to keep it at white. When I hit the OK button, it's now going to open up an unsaved image into my image window here. I've still got my original beach picture open, but here's my unsaved image where I can use the tools over here and create like some artwork to save it. Now if I go like to a pencil and I'm just going to make a mess and just draw something right here, like let's say that's my artwork, the first time that you use the save button, even though there's not a dot dot dot, it will function as the save as. Now when I click save as, it's going to open up asking me to give the image a name. Save image file name. Now let me close it out or cancel this without giving it a name. Now the save doesn't have a dot dot dot, but for the first time, if you look up here in the upper left hand corner, since it says unsaved image 1, I can go file and hit the save button and I can give it a name. I'll call this like scribble, and you can choose the folder you want to place it in. I want it in the picture. This is just going to be junk, so I'm going to call it scribble, and I will hit save. But before I hit the save button, you can notice above the save and cancel button it said as JPEG. You can change this to a bitmap image, an icon. Like if I wanted to create a small icon, I could create myself an icon extension so that I could use it as an icon within my operating system. There's the JPEG that I'm going to put it as. You can save it as a PNG file, a TGA file, a TIFF or TIF file, and an ORA extension. So with Pinta, you've got many options of saving your extension. So when I hit the save button, it's going to bring up a quality dialog box, a JPEG quality dialog box. That will change according to your extension that you chose earlier. By default, it's set at 85. If I drag the slider over to the right, it will increase the quality, but it will also increase the file size. If I decrease it to the left, it will decrease the quality and it will decrease the file size. By default, 85 is a good number to where you can save it as, to where the picture quality looks great and the file size is not very large. So when I hit OK, I now should have a picture called Scribble in my pictures folder. So when I go here, there, even though it's opened up currently in my Pinta, I'm not going to try to change or edit it. I'll just open it with my image viewer, and there's my Scribble. So the first time you use the save feature into Pinta, it will bring up a dialog box just as the save as. However, if I were to come in here and make changes to my image, let's say that I change my color, and I come in here, when I hit the save button now, it's going to overwrite. It didn't bring up the dialog box asking me to give it a new name. When I hit OK, it's now going to overwrite the original Scribble with the new update. As you can see, it has the red ink in there. So if you want to save the editing features with a different file name, make sure that you use the file save as, so that it will bring up a dialog box so that you can give your edited image a new name. If not, it will overwrite your existing image. So be sure that if you open up an original image, if you don't want to change the image, that you use the save as and give your saved picture a new name. If not, you'll overwrite your existing image. And then if you haven't closed it, you can undo and save your image back to the original image name so that you can save your picture. Once you close it, you don't have that feature. Now let me go and show you I know I skipped some, with new screenshot. If I would want to create, and I'll go ahead and close this out, I don't want to screenshot my Scribble. Let's say that I want to take a screenshot of my whole entire window. Pinta has a built-in screenshot tool that if I click new screenshot, hit OK, boom. As you can see here, I have my whole Ubuntu Mate window. As you can see, I've got the program where it says beach1.jpg Pinta along with the menu, and here I can go to my editing tools. I was almost tempted to click here. I could type things in here like letters. I'd come up here and I'd put some text in it. I could edit this picture, so if I'm editing my image and put on my website, I can edit this image within my editor here. So the little screenshot tool allows you to stay within Pinta so that you don't have to go to applications and use your screenshot tool, or you don't have to use your, if you've got other screenshot tools like my screenshot tool that I have here, which is Shutter. You know, I don't have to go and hit all these extra features in it. It just takes a basic screenshot tool of your screen. If you want to know more information about the screenshot tool, I have a link within my web page that you can click that will open up a new tab, and it will give you more information on the screenshot tool of Pinta. It's very basic. Like I said, that way you don't have to use an external screenshot tool to save your image. And remember, if you want to save this, if you click this, it will open up a new dialog box because it's an unsaved image. However, if you click the save as, it will open up, and I can call this like screenshot. And I'll call it like screenshot 01. Eventually I'll delete this just to show you that it will save, and I hit OK to save the quality. In my picture folder, it's now creating an image. If I double click, it captured a screenshot image of my Pinta window. So that is the screenshot tool. Here allows you to open a file, an image file. So if I hit open, I can scroll down, I can choose like beach. So I got beach 1 here. I can open like beach 2 and hit open. As you can see, I've got multiple images in my image window. I've got the beach 2 that I just opened. I've got my screenshot that I captured and saved, and I got my beach 1. So I can switch between them, and I can edit the pictures up here in my layers window. So here I have the last picture that I opened up by going open. Now here I can go open recent. Now as you can see here, here's an image that's no longer in my folder that it was used to be in here. It was a picture of the tractor. So you be careful. If you try to open something that's been deleted or moved, it won't open. It may even crash your system. I'm going to click on it just to show you what happens. When I click, it says it could not find it. That's because I had edited a picture of my tractor, and put on my website, and then I talked about if an image wasn't there, it couldn't open it. So I deleted that picture of that tractor out so that it still remains in your open recent, but it's no longer there. So my students that I did when I was working with pixelating, if I were to click on that, it would also create an error because it's been deleted. That's when I use that. But if you want to open something recently, you go to Open Recent and click on a picture. It keeps the last 10 images that you've worked with in Pinta. Now we went over the new screenshot, open recent, save, and save as. The last two is close and quit. If you wanted to close something, you can click the close, like my screenshot tool here. I can click the X in the image window and that closes it. I can also go to File and Close, and it closes the selected image in the image window. So I can go up here and hit File, Close, and it closes the selected image. Now there's nothing open except my Pinta window. Now I can close the window by clicking the X here, and that's the close window, where I can go in the File menu and hit Quit, and that quits the entire program. Now that's completely closed out, where I'm back to my desktop. So even though there's not that many options or commands in the File menu, I wanted to make a video on it because I'm making web pages for every one of the menus and options, so that a beginner, if you're beginning or if you're using it and forget what a command or option does, you can use the video or the links to the information on my web page as a reference. Hopefully this has helped you understand more about the options or commands found in the File menu of Pinta, and have a great day.